Welcome to the Slice Podcast, where I give you a slice of my mind. I'm your host, Christopher Martinez, and this is episode 25. We are a quarter into 100. I really want to do a lot more of these because I just like to talk, and I hope there's someone out there who likes to listen to me talk. That isn't me. So, I got a list of topics here, and I just want to go over them. I don't know how long this is going to be, but I just want to have fun. I was actually happy to do the podcast, I think, that I put out last week, the 24th episode. And I think like 2 people watched it all the way through. I was able to look on the YouTube studio thing to see how many watch hours it has. And based on how long it is, it looks like 2 people watched it in its entirety. Oh, that was weird. I don't know if that was like a tiny earthquake or like something went by really quick by the house, because like I heard like some of my things shake over there. I don't know. So anyways, I have a few topics that I want to go over today just to shoot the shit with you guys. One of them is rewatching old movies in theaters. Like, why do I want to do that when I can do it at home? And why would I do it if I've seen it already multiple times? Another one I want to talk about is workout music. Like, what kind of music do I listen to while I work out? The big one today is going to be my thoughts on live action remakes. That being, get an animated film and you remake it in live action. What do I think about it? And then something a little more fun. I just want to go over some pet peeves that I have. I think it'd be a pretty funny topic. But first, let's go over workout music. I think this is a pretty cool topic just because people have different music they listen to when they work out, I think. And I have quite a few different playlists that I have, at least. One of the strangest ones, I would say, is Pokemon music. I think Pokemon music is cool as hell. All Pokemon music is good. I don't think I've heard a single piece of music in a Pokemon game that's bad. You have the town music, the city music, then you got all the route music, and especially the battle music. There's not a single piece of battle music that I think is bad. It fits the mood perfectly of battling someone in a Pokemon battle. And as the game progresses, you hear different pieces of battle music that, emphasize further what you're doing in the game. So you have trainer battles. They're just regular pieces of music that are, cool to listen to. Then you have the gym leader battles, and a little more intense, a little more fun. Then you got the rival battles, which is, same thing as gym leader music, a little more intense. Then you got like the evil team battle music, which is cool. A little silly sometimes because they're a group of evil people wearing the same costume, but sometimes they have really cool music, like the Team Plasma music. I think the Team Plasma music is really, really cool. And I think that's just mainly because of my nostalgia for the Gen 5 Unova games, that being just black and white because I didn't play the sequels. Then you have the Elite Four music, then the Champion music. I went to the gym for the first time in like 2 months the other day. I was a little ashamed of myself, but when I went, I listened to for the most part, I listened to Pokemon battle music, like certain rival music. One of them being the Irish Championship, or the Irish battle when you play against her in the Black and White 2 sequels, or the Black and White sequel, Black and White 2. I haven't played it, but her battle music is so fun. It's not intense. It's not like dreadful. It's just really fun, and it's so lighthearted. That's what I really like about it. So I had it on like a 30-minute loop while I was doing the Stairmaster. And then there's like other great pieces like Cynthia's championship theme from the Sinnoh games. It's really cool and really suspenseful, and you get different moods based on what Pokemon music you listen to, based on the different gens. Like Gen 3 has like it's a lot of horns, and when you get to the remakes of the Gen 3 games in Gen 6, when you have Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, it sounds, I think there's like more guitars in there, but it sounds so much more alive because it's not playing out of a Game Boy. It's playing out of a 3DS, better audio. But that's not to discredit the audio in the Game Boy games at all. It's actually cool because I like going back to old Game Boy games and thinking, wow, not only are you able to have so much fun on a cartridge like this tiny, but there's so much that you can do in these older games, and the replay value is amazing. Like I was playing Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga on the Nintendo Switch Online the other day, and I got farther than I usually got when I was playing as a kid. But I'm also thinking, damn, this used to come out of a Game Boy. The audio, the great music. I think the music in Mario games are incredible, but in the Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga game, that I love the music in that. It, the dun 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 bum 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 ba bum 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 ba bum 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 ba bum ba dun dun. Oh, it's so fun. But it's incredible what music they were able to make. In whatever complicated software that they were able to use, and then make it come out of a Game Boy. So I can jam to any Pokemon music, whether it be from the original Game Boy to the regular Game Boy Advanced Pokemon games. All the music from every Pokemon game is great. Even if you have a lackluster Pokemon game like Sword and Shield or Scarlet and Violet, the music is still incredible in those games. Like, you never miss with Pokemon music. It's incredible. Even, you can shit on the newer Pokemon games all you want. Those, the Team Star battles in Scarlet and Violet, those are some really cool pieces of music right there. I think they're incredible. And they have a lot of like guitars in there, which makes it sound even more cool. But yeah, there's a lot of great music in Pokemon that I like to work out to. It's really cool. And what I love about listening to music when I work out is when you're running, you can run to the beats of the song, or when you're like lifting, you can use certain parts of the music to motivate you even further. I think it's really damn cool. There's I think in Sun and Moon, there's a battle against someone called Annabelle. I never got that far in Sun and Moon. I think I only ever played Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon. I didn't get that far. But there's a battle against someone named Annabelle, I think, and I think she's from the Hoenn games. But the music, it sounds just like it's ripped from the Game Boy games because it has those horns in it. Very reminiscent of the Hoenn games. And it's so cool because like it sounds like it, but there's a piece in that song that really makes you want to run faster, want to lift more. And it sounds really heroic. And that's what I like about Pokemon music. It's upbeat, energetic. It gets you pumped. So I think that's all I have to say about Pokemon music. I want to move on to other music that I listen to. Rock, of course, when I work out. I have Aerosmith, you have Linkin Park. Actually, I want to go to my workout playlist. I have 2 workout playlists in... I would actually say I have 3 workout playlists, but one of them is combined into 2 and the other one is its own. I have this called Workout 2. It's a lot of mix of Ruby music, the anime Ruby, and just a lot of old rock songs like Van Halen, Billy Idol, Linkin Park. I have "Beat It" by Michael Jackson in there because that's an energetic song. "Rocky Like a Hurricane" from Scorpions, a few Black Sabbath, Guns N' Roses. I have "Move Along" by All American Rejects because that's a pretty pumped up song right there. Let's see, a lot of Linkin Park, AC/DC, Billy Idols, "Cliffs of Dover" from Eric Johnson. That's a really kick-ass song. Van Halen, a lot of Ruby right here. I have a lot of Ruby in there. Ruby on its own is just kick-ass music you can listen to. Jeff Williams made most of the music for that. He didn't make any for Volume 9. But, I have "The Touch" from Stan Bush. You got the touch, bum, 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 but you got the power. From the Transformers movie, I have that because I think it's a really kick-ass song. It's a good song to run to, and then later on you can run even faster to it. I think it's really cool. "Danger Zone" from Kenny Loggins. Kenny Loggins is cool. He made a lot of music for older movies. Danger Zone being from Top Gun, of course. I just think rock and roll music's really kick-ass to listen to while you work out. Guitars are awesome. Okay, come on. I don't know a whole lot about like music theory or anything, but there's something about guitars that gets you excited and motivated and pumped up. Usually rock is what I listen to when I work out. A lot of it is the older stuff. Oh, "Heat of the Moment's" a great song to run to. There's just a lot of kick-ass music to run to and to work out to. The other type of music I listen to, so we've gone over Pokemon soundtracks, mainly the battle themes. We've gone over old rock music, some newer rock stuff, and Ruby music, because Ruby music is kick-ass. The other type of music I listen to when I work out, movie scores. Mainly for superhero movies and Star Wars movies. That more energetic type of stuff. I love film scores for superhero movies. I think it's great. You got Spider-Man, you got Star Wars music. Like, all Star Wars music's great in general. There's a few tracks from Ready Player One I really like. One called "Why Can't We Go Backwards" and "Looking for a Truck." "Looking for a Truck" has a few great pieces throughout, a few great moments throughout. Ready Player One was composed by Alan Silvestri. He's a great guy. He's like the closest thing we have to John Williams. Like he has very complicated music, I think, and not complicated, but like very layered, a lot going on. I think he's very similar to John Williams. Let's see. I have a few pieces from Black Panther because I like the score for Black Panther. Some Avengers stuff, Spider-Man, the Homecoming. There's a few great pieces there. Monumental Meltdown's a great piece. That's the one when all the shit's going down in the monument, in that building, and Peter's doing his best to get there, and then the helicopter's trying to stop him because Ned has the thing in his backpack that goes off. I have a few pieces from Iron Man 3. The Avengers, there's a few Avengers pieces there. First movie, I like the theme from Age of Ultron, and there's a few pieces in Infinity War. And then, of course, the Portals song in Endgame's great. Godzilla, I have a lot of Godzilla stuff in here. Not a lot, just a few. Because I like the Godzilla score for King of the Monsters, the 2019 film. It's really cool. I like King Ghidorah's theme. And, of course, the regular Godzilla main title, because it's the older Godzilla theme, but modernized. Not too modernized, but just reimagined, and it's so kick-ass. I like the piece called Rodan in there, because, for Rodan, the fire bird monster thing, it's really cool. Bear McCreary composed that score. It's energetic. All this stuff I have here is energetic. Even the opening song for the Godzilla 2014 film by Alexander Desplat, even that piece of music's incredible because it's just fun. Um, there's a few Transformers pieces in there, just because Steve Jablonsky did a great job composing those movies. There's a lot of great pieces in there, but I think one of my favorites, it's called Autobots Reunite. It's from the fourth movie. When Optimus Prime gets his new form, all the Autobots are coming back in the desert. Like, oh, Optimus Prime, he's alive. There's a piece that goes bum 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 bum. It's kick ass. I love it. Another one I have from there is called Lockdown. I like Lockdown. His theme is really cool. But yeah, I just. Oh yeah, there's also Taking a Stand and The Winter Soldier from The Winter Soldier. Taking a Stand is the music that's used in the end credits sequence, the end credit titles. It's really cool, and it's used throughout the film too. Um, but yeah, that's my other playlist. Oh, there's also some Halo music in there because Halo music is also great to listen to and work out to. Uh, what can I say? It's energetic, it's fun, it's exciting, it gets you pumped up. It makes you want to go into battle. Listening to Halo music makes you want to ride in a warthog, guns blazing, and go out in a blaze of glory. That's what Halo music makes you want to do. You're not a man if you don't want to listen to Halo music and go out in style listening to Halo music in a kick-ass way. What can I say? I love Halo. Look, the Halo figure. I love Halo. Uh, all the music in every Halo game is great. Even in Infinite, everyone likes to dog on Infinite for being Infinite, but I like the music in it. It's really cool. But all throughout Halo 1, 2, 3, Reach. I even like the score in Halo 4. Not to work out to, just a few pieces like To Galaxy. That I think that's the only piece of music I can work out to it from Halo 4. Other than that, I just like to listen to Halo 4 soundtrack to just to kind of mellow out because there's a lot of great soothing pieces in there. I think that's kind of it. All I wanted to say in terms of workout music. I think it's a fun topic because everyone has different music. I don't think there's someone. I don't think someone will look at me and go, "Oh, you definitely don't listen to movie scores to work out to." Fuck yeah, I do. It's kick ass. Superhero films. Hell, I'm sure I could even listen to Back to the Future music to work out to. There's a lot of fun moments in there. I guess Mario music, you can. There's a lot of fun pieces in there. Maybe just for a run, not for lifting weights. Lifting weights has to be something more blood pumping, more energetic, more energy. So yeah, I think that's all I kind of wanted to say on what I listen to when I work out. I think that was a little fun topic just to get out of my system. All right, let's talk about some movie stuff. Rewatching older movies in the theaters now. I made a big fuss and it's the only reason I have this movie up here. I don't know why I haven't had it up here earlier. Every podcast I try to throw up a different movie or a game, whatever. So when I saw that A Silent Voice was being re-released in theaters this year, I got so damn excited because I love this movie. A Silent Voice is one of my favorite movies ever. I love it more and more every time I watch it. The first time I watched it, of course, I watched it subbed. Fantastic. Then I watched, and every time after I've watched it dubbed, and I think it's a really damn good dub. It's very accurate. It's very similar to the sub. I don't think they changed a whole lot of things in there. A lot of people are upset because there's this scene where I can't remember their names. Shoko, I think her name is Shoko. She I gotta look this up because I'll be upset. I'm upset that I don't know the characters' names. What are the characters? Yeah, Shoko, she's the girl, and Shoya is the boy in the movie. There's a scene where Shoko is trying to say that she loves Shoya, and in the sub, she's saying Tsuki, and I think Tsuki is I love you, but it sounds like Suki, which I think is moon. And so Shoya goes, the moon? Yeah, it's pretty. And Shoko is kind of embarrassed. So the same interaction happens in the dub, of course, and the girl is saying, I love you." She's deaf and she can't like speak super clear, and so I still think it translates pretty well, you know, because of her not clear speaking. I can see that that Shoya would be able to think that she says the moon, and she's not like a super social person. I'll get to that in a bit. But yeah, I think it's just an incredibly well made film. I love it. It's one of the greatest films I've ever seen, just because there's so much detail to unpack. There's so much to unravel with this film. So when I saw that they were re-releasing it in theaters this year, I got excited. I made a few posts on my story on Instagram. I was like, "Go see this! Like, it's life changing. It's incredible. It's about I don't even know if I want to say what it's about. Oh, I'll say it. Uh, Deaf girl moves to the school. The boy bullies her. It's like picking on her, and then it turns into like bullying. Other kids like kind of bully her too. It goes too far, and she has to move schools because of all the bullying. And then they end up reuniting later on in life when they're in high school, and he wants to apologize for all the things that he's done and move on. That's kind of all I want to say about it, because there's a lot more. It's a really heavy film. And so you may be wondering, why do I want to see a movie that I've seen 5+ times in the past year, in like 2 years? Why would I want to see a movie in theaters that I can just watch at home, since I already have it at home? What and the reason why is because, of course, things are better in a movie theater, in that environment, on a bigger screen, better colors. It's better than watching it even if you have a good TV at home. Nothing can beat the experience of watching a movie in a theater. There's a lot of old movies that I've seen re-released in theaters. The Wizard of Oz is one of them. I saw that with my best friend Sebi. I love The Wizard of Oz. I don't care what anyone says. I love The Wizard of Oz. It's one of the most revolutionary films ever. It's incredible, and it still holds up today. It's damn near 100 years old. That's incredible. That's insane. And it's still such a damn good time. So why would I see The Wizard of Oz, an old ass movie like that, in a theater when I can watch it at home on Max? Because The Wizard of Oz kicks ass. It's perfect in a theater. The big screen, the colors are incredible. I saw Casablanca in a theater for the first time. I tried watching it at home one time with my dad, mainly because we saw it on a DVD. We saw it on DVD, and we thought it was a funny thing, because there was a joke about it in Modern Family. So we picked it up. We tried watching it, but something happened. We got busy, so we stopped. When I saw they released it in theaters last year, I immediately went to go see it. Breathtaking. There's just certain movies that you need to see in theaters. Interstellar. I haven't seen Interstellar. It's celebrating its 10-year anniversary this year, and I'm hoping to see it 4K IMAX. Hopefully I can find a 70mm IMAX showing before all the Christopher Nolan nerds take up all the spots. There's a few showings in December, I think. I really want to watch it, because I've heard nothing but great things about it, especially for the special effects. It won Best Visual Effects that year at the Oscars, over films like Guardians of the Galaxy and Days of Future Past. And so there's a lot of movies that I hold off on watching because I'd rather watch in the theater, or I think I'll miss out on the experience of watching in the theater. I didn't see Avatar for years. I never watched Avatar until 2022 when Avatar 2 was coming out, of course, and they re-released it in theaters in 4K IMAX 3D. So I was like, well, fuck it, let's go. First time I watched it, I was like, I'm not having a good time because they gave me the wrong glasses. I didn't know they gave me the wrong glasses. I was like, really? What the hell is this? Why is everything so blurry except the subject and the shot? I went back again. They gave me the right glasses this time, and I had a blast. And I thought I would not have enjoyed this at home as much as I would have in a theater, because it's you need to see certain things on the biggest screen possible. And also, you're not going to have like lag or a drop of quality in audio when you're watching something in a theater, as opposed to when you're watching something at home and you're streaming it. I could watch all of the Ghibli movies on streaming at home, or I could go watch them when they're in theaters for Ghibli Fest. I've seen a few Ghibli movies in Ghibli Fest: Spirited Away, Howl's Moving Castle, Kiki's Delivery Service, Totoro. I'm upset because I haven't seen more. Like, I would have loved to see Only Yesterday, or even Ponyo, or even the other ones that aren't the Miyazaki films. Hell, when are they gonna do From Up on Poppy Hill in theaters? I would do that in a heartbeat. That's one of my favorite Ghibli films. Or I missed out on like The Castle in the Sky or Nausicaa, even though Nausicaa's kind of not Ghibli but kind of is. They should do Grave of the Fireflies and traumatize everyone again. But no. You just get a different experience watching a film in a theater as opposed to watching it at home, because you have distractions at home. You don't have distractions in the theater unless it's other people being assholes. What other films have I seen in theaters that I could have seen at home? This more so pertains to like re-releases of older films. You know, it's not like I'm gonna go see The Boy and the Heron again like I did last year, or I'm gonna go see The Creator like I did last year again. You know, like a week after I watched it. These are older films being re-released for the sake of watching it in a pure experience, a pure movie watching experience. It's almost like you're watching it for the first time, watching it in a new environment, watching it in a theater. It's breathtaking. And I think it's going to feel like watching A Silent Voice for the first time in a theater. I'm so excited for that. I am so excited for that. I cannot wait. Oh yeah, The Phantom Menace. They re-released The Phantom Menace this year for the 20th anniversary, 25th. I think it was the 25th anniversary this year. That was fun. It was fun because I got to rewatch The Phantom Menace with adult eyes. I've rewatched The Phantom Menace over the course of my life, and I've viewed it differently every time I've watched it. As a kid, I just wanted to watch the cool pod racer scenes and the cool lightsaber fights, and I thought Jar Jar was kind of funny. Like, ha ha ha, he's doing the silly things, ha ha. Because even George Lucas goes, oh, these are kids' movies. I made them for kids. And yeah, Jar Jar. I may have gone a little too far in a few places, but Jar Jar's the key to all of this. I'm George Lucas. And then, you know, I got older, still watched it. And even before the sequel movies came out, the sequel trilogy, I had watched it, like, I had watched the prequels again at one point in my life. And this is before I think I knew I wanted to become a filmmaker. I was just watching it thinking, kind of, yeah, it's okay. Just want to get to all the cool stuff. And then I went through that weird phase in my life where, and everyone felt this, before the sequel trilogy came out, before the Force Awakens came out, everyone went back to the prequel trilogy and said, "Wow, these movies are shit. These movies are bad. Haha, bad stupid movie. These movies aren't good. Jar Jar Binks was stupid. Anakin was a whiny little kid. Oh no, these movies are really dumb and bad, and only the third one is like slightly good." I don't care who you are. You did that. You can defend it all you want. You did that. I did that. I talked shit about the prequels when I was like 15, right before I went to go see The Force Awakens. And as I grew older, as I learned more about filmmaking, and as I, got older, have adult eyes now, I've rewatched The Phantom Menace a few times and thought, not bad. It's been years since I watched it now this year. And when I watched in the theater with my girlfriend, I thought, this is good. This is a fun time. I wasn't bored. There are definitely slow moments, things I think that could have been sped up a little bit. But I had a good time. And I don't think I would have... I still would have liked it if I watched that at home, of course. But I don't think I would have liked it even more if I didn't watch it in a theater. Watching it in a theater was a really cool experience. Because you have a bigger screen. It's in a more pure format. There's not going to be any drop in quality. Like I watched the Harry Potter movies with my girlfriend recently. We watched them on our laptops. And every now and then the quality would dip. And I would think, damn, it's kind of not ruining it, but I really wish I could see everything super clearly. That doesn't happen in a movie theater. And seeing this old ass 1999 movie with old CGI, it looks better on a theater screen. So that's really cool. I really it made me really like The Phantom Menace more, being able to watch it in that experience, because I didn't get that as a kid. One of my earliest memories is the Revenge of the Sith is coming out. I'm excited for that. I just knew everything about Star Wars at that point, and I didn't even get to watch the Revenge of the Sith in a theater, to my knowledge. I just don't remember doing that. And hell, even last year, I went to see Return of the Jedi in a theater when they re-released it for its whatever anniversary. What is it, 1983? So it's 40-year anniversary or something? Even that was cool. Yeah, so why would I go to the theater to watch a movie, an old movie, when I could watch it at home on streaming or on a Blu-ray, on a good TV? Because of the experience. Because it makes you feel like you're rewatching it, or it makes you feel like you're watching it for the first time in a pure environment, or a what's supposed to be a pure environment. There's nothing beats watching a movie in a theater. I don't care if you have the best setup at home. Nothing can beat that experience at a movie theater. Watching it the best way possible. I don't care if the seats are bad. Well, actually, I do care, but a bad seat's not going to ruin a movie. Although I didn't like my seats I had for the Chinese theater watching Oppenheimer in 70mm IMAX. I thought those seats were terrible. But it didn't ruin the experience of watching Oppenheimer in 70mm IMAX. But there's a sense of magic rewatching an older film in a theater in a better way, especially if it's presented in its original format. Like I'd be pissed if I had to watch Casablanca cropped or The Wizard of Oz cropped. I'd be furious. That would be awful. I'd hate it, because you're not watching it in the way it was originally created. So it's great for older films. It's great for recently newer films, because A Silent Voice is from 2016. Um, and it's even great for movies I haven't seen, like Casablanca when I watched it last year. It gives me a chance to watch a movie in a perfect environment. It gives me a chance to watch it the way it was intended to. And I think that's why I haven't watched a lot of movies. Like I would love to watch 2001: A Space Odyssey, but I want to wait for a perfect opportunity like that. I don't think watching it at home would do it justice, because I know it's a good movie. I haven't seen it, but I know it's a good movie. And it's one of those, like I look at certain shots from that film and I think, no way, this is from the 60s. That looks really damn good. Is 2001: A Space Odyssey from 60s, 65? 68. Yeah, I look at that, a few shots from there sometimes, and I think, no way, that's from the 60s. It looks really damn good. So yeah, if I know an older film is being re-released in the theater, I would love to drop everything to go watch it, especially if it's a movie I haven't seen. But on December 15th and 16th, I'm definitely rewatching A Silent Voice in the theater. It's breathtaking. It's incredible. I love that movie. This is my steelbook for it. Give it a chance. It should be on Netflix, and if not, go to a theater and watch it on December 15th and 16th. I'm going. I'm going. Nothing's gonna stop me. Hell, I might go watch both sub and dub. It's really good, and I love the score for it. I listen to it when I'm at work, sometimes, and it's a really good score. There's a lot of interesting choices in there. Really amplifies the tone of the film. Every scene, it's breathtaking. I love that movie. So I think that's all I wanted to say on that topic. Now let's move on to, I think, the biggest thing I'm going to talk about today. My thoughts on live action remakes. So, Disney has been doing this a lot. And actually, it's been happening forever. I don't know if I'll be able to give perfect examples, but there have been live action adaptations of animated films even before, now, even before the issue of it being now. Who remembers the 101 Dalmatians movie from the late 90s? And I even think there was a live action sequel to that. Everyone knows there's been multiple Tarzans and stuff. There have been, people make their own Pinocchios or whatever, or Peter Pans or whatever. Because Peter Pan's not just Disney, right? I think other people can make their own Peter Pan movies and stuff. That's in the public domain, right? And I'm not going to talk about those shitty horror films like Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey or whatever, because those don't count. I'm mainly talking about these big budgeted live action remakes of animated films from barely 20 years ago. We're going to get Lilo and Stitch. I don't like that. We're gonna get Moana, right? A movie that's barely a decade old. We're gonna get a live action remake of Moana. That's not cool. Come on. Then there was Lion King. Then you got Cinderella, Jungle Book, Beauty and the Beast, Dumbo, Pinocchio, Fox and the Hound, Aladdin. What else? Maleficent doesn't really count because it's from the it's basically like its own story, right? It's not like Beauty and the Beast retold. It's a Maleficent story. Then you got the Maleficent sequel. You got Cruella, not really a live action remake, but trying to cash in on this whole dark side of the Disney villain crap. Then there's Little Mermaid, which I didn't mind, but I'm pretty sure if I go watch it now, I'll be kind of bored. What else is there? Oh, the Hercules. They're going to make Hercules live action. The Russo brothers, I think, are producing it. They're like, oh, there's this article going around a year ago. Like, oh, we were inspired by TikTok or whatever. I'm sure that's misquoted or taken out of context, but that sounds really stupid. And apparently they're reworking the whole thing. And I think one of the ideas is they want to retell the story from Hades' perspective. And I got into a talk with my girlfriend about this. I said she likes the idea of it, but I said, how are you supposed to sympathize with Hades as a character? I just don't see an angle you can go around that. And it's not like he's still gonna be the bad guy. You have to root for him, even if he is the bad guy in this story. You have to root for him somehow. If he's the main character and he's the bad guy, you got to root for him. I just don't see a way you can do that in the way the animated Hercules stories was told. And the reason I really wanted to talk about this today was because my mind, or at least I'm thinking differently about it today when I saw the teaser trailer for How to Train Your Dragon, a film that came out in what, 2010, 2011. And I saw it some years ago when I was in high school. I liked it. Thought it was cool. But I haven't seen the sequels, and it's not one of those movies that stuck to me like, oh my god, this is incredible. Like, I know it's a really good movie. I just need to rewatch it with my now adult filmmaking eyes. So when I saw the teaser trailer that dropped today for How to Train Your Dragon, the live action movie, I was actually impressed. The production looks really good. The CGI looks really good, especially on the dragons, especially on Toothless. It looks like he was just ripped straight out of the animated films and upscaled. He looks really good. And like 2 days ago, they dropped a still of the main character. I forgot his name because it's been years since I've seen the movie. And it just looked like a dude with a shield, with like a Viking hat. And I'm like, this looks so like bland. And really, this is the thing that you're showing people? It looks so bland and washed out. Then I saw the trailer and I thought, wow, this actually, there's some good production behind this. Maybe they're taking this pretty seriously with heart. And I know there's a lot of production behind those live action Disney films based on their animated films. But there's something about them where the colors are so washed out and they're not super colorful. And I think they think that a darker tone means that the movie is just dark. Oh, how can I forget their worst live action remake, Mulan. Mulan's a huge pile of shit. I'm sorry. I hate that movie with a burning passion. It hurts because Mulan, the animated film, was such a damn good movie. One of the best Disney animated films. So I think seeing a live action remake of an animated film is to be able to feel the wonder of that movie, but in a tangible setting, so you can almost feel like it's real. And when I saw Toothless in the teaser trailer for How to Train Your Dragon, that clicked with me, and I thought like, wow, I understand the appeal of seeing a live action remake, because like you can feel like you can touch Toothless. He looks like he fits in the environment. I don't feel that with the live action remakes of these Disney films, because the CG, although there's a lot of money put into it, sometimes it feels out of place or wonky, or there's like just so much CG. There's too much. It's overloading your brain with how much stuff is going on. I haven't seen the live action remake of Aladdin. I don't want to, because based on what I've seen, there's just a lot of stuff going on. And I don't know. My mind though now is, I understand the appeal for these live action remakes, but there's got to be more of a reason behind it as well. And like, it'd be cool to see these older things in not a newer setting, but reimagined, not to forget the old story, but to be able to show it in a not a better way, but a different way. And I'm sure that How to Train Your Dragon is going to be shown in a different way. I'm hoping that the tone will be very consistent throughout and not like haha funny kid movie stuff, because it's a DreamWorks film, the original film. It's a family film, but there's some pretty heavy stuff in there. And I'm hoping that with these remakes that they stay consistently they have a consistent tone. And I don't want all these remakes to be super serious too, like Aladdin. Aladdin, I'm sure is lighthearted and fun, but I think a lot of these films want to stray away, because like the Little Mermaid film from last year, that did not need to be over 2 hours long. They added like three new songs. They added four new songs, two of which take place in Ariel's head. That I remember when I first watched it, I thought, "Oh wow, that's cool." We get to see her think about what's going on, because she can't obviously sing, so she's singing in her head. But I think it's just a cheap way of telling and not showing, or telling and showing rather than showing, because that's what the animated film does pretty well. Showing and not telling, because she obviously can't tell because she can't speak in the latter half of that movie. But these live action remakes are so concerned with adding more runtime, more unnecessary runtime. And I get it. You want to have more stuff. You want it to be more epic. And I think the How to Train Your Dragon film is going to be epic. I think it's mainly because it's more of an action film. These live action Disney remakes aren't action films. They're musicals. Let me look over live action Disney remakes. There's a lot of them. I wouldn't call Christopher Robin a live action remake, more of a continuation. I actually liked Christopher Robin. Pete's Dragon. Who remembers that? I remember my dad tried to show us the original Pete's Dragon as when I was a teen, in high school or in 8th grade or something. I was so fucking bored. I was so fucking bored. I fell asleep. I was glad I missed out on that. I'm sure I'll watch it and maybe like it. But about the live action one, I don't know. I mean, it's directed by David Lowery. I like David Lowery. He's cool. Did he direct that? I think he did. Alice in Wonderland. I'm sure that's more reasonable to be more dark and gritty, because the original source material is I guess dark and gritty. I don't know much about Alice in Wonderland. I've seen the live action remake. When it initially released in theaters, I was like 10 or something. And I guess you could say I liked it when I watched it at first, but I think that's the movie that started the trend of these live action remakes just being washed out in color. I heard Cinderella's okay. Like what? Are we going to get Bambi? Are we going to get a live action remake of Bambi? Are we going to get a live action remake of Fox and the Hound? What else? The biggest one I think people are going to have an issue with, in a more recent sense, is going to be the Snow White movie. And it's strange because Rachel Zegler has made the headlines a few times saying that the old story is old and outdated because Snow White gets saved by a man who kisses her while she's sleeping. And a big point she's saying is, oh, Snow White's going to be her own character. She's going to grow into the leader she thinks she knows she can be. My thoughts are that's not the point of the original movie. Gal Gadot's the evil queen. The dwarves look ugly because they're not dwarves. They're CGI monsters. they look so ugly in everything I've seen about them. And they're not little people because I guess Peter Dinklage said something like, I don't want I don't want to be typecasted. I don't think he was in the movie, but there were little people in there. I think he was upset that little people were playing characters who are little dwarves, and he made a fuss like, I don't want to be typecast. I don't want people like us to be typecasted in these roles, yada yada. But if I remember correctly, he was an elf, which the joke of that character to Buddy was that he was short, and he thought he was an elf because Buddy was insane. um, so it's a little strange that, and of course, I don't think he speaks for all little people. And this is probably just me rambling on with no point right now, but because of there being no little people in this movie, because of, I don't know, the backlash they were facing, they decided, fuck it, we'll make them CGI dwarves now, and it looks ugly. And I don't get the point of this Snow White movie having a different story than the original. What is Snow White gonna be the leader? Is she gonna become a leader like she was meant to be? What does that even mean? That's not the point of that original story, at least the Disney film, at least. I don't get it. I want these films to be different, and I want them to like still appreciate its source material, not like the Brothers Grimm stories. If they want to do that, yeah, fine. But it's just weird because they have that attachment because these are their own films that they're remaking. To think that you could just make a 1-to-1 remake of those original films and everyone will be happy with it. But they always take like these unnecessary weird steps. An overuse of CGI, drab colors, washed out colors. Where's the color? I want color in these movies. Yeah, Disney's the biggest sinner in this because they've been doing this for years and they're going to keep doing it because it makes them money and people keep going to see these movies. Lion King made well over $1 billion. It's one of the most successful films of all time. The live action remake, even though it's basically all animated except one shot in the beginning. God, but back to Snow White. I think that's going to be the camel to break the straw, the straw to break the camel's back. I think it's going to flop. I don't think a lot of people are going to see it. It's both a mixture of like the weird publicity it's been getting because of the things people have been saying, because of the videos that have been leaked, and it's also because people are getting tired of these movies. I say that, but people are still going to see them. But this might be the one to break the camel's back because I don't know. And I think people are more upset because, oh, Rachel Zegler, she's not white. How can she play Snow White? This is Disney being woke. They're destroying these original movies, even though they're still available to watch literally everywhere. Oh, no. They're trying to do inclusivity and herberderberder. I don't give two shits that Rachel Zegler is Snow White. I didn't give two shits that Halle Bailey was Haley Bailey. Haley Bailey? I didn't give two shits that whoever her name was played Ariel. I don't give a fuck. Cast whoever you want in these movies. Just make sure they're faithful and colorful, not washed out. Like a reason why I liked The Little Mermaid was because I think it appreciated that original film and it added on to it with giving us more of a relationship between Ariel and Prince Eric. I think they fleshed out that relationship a lot better than they did in the original animated film, and that's why I hold that film in higher regard than other Disney animated films or the live action remakes. It did something new and different, but at the same time, it respected the film that it's based on. Um, Maybe Lilo and Stitch will be good. I just think it's kind of pointless because who asked? Who asked for a live action Lilo and Stitch? It's perfect on its own. Lilo and Stitch is one of the best animated Disney animated films. I would put it top 10, top 5 Disney animated films. Like not Pixar, Disney animated films. Lilo and Stitch is a really touching story. It's really damn good. I really like Lilo and I love Lilo and Stitch. But a live action remake, and they showed the Stitch, and I think like that very first video they showed of Stitch just felt a little weird. The rigging looked a little weird. I don't know, because I don't know everything about animation. I don't know anything about animation, like animating in general. But it looked off. It looked weird. And I'm sure it's going to be super polished by the time it comes out. But what different are you going to do with Lilo and Stitch, this live action movie, if not one for one? Like a one for one shot remake of the original. And what's the point besides making more money? I don't get it. I don't think there is a live action remake that's better than its original counterpart, like in these Disney movies. At least to my knowledge. I remember I liked Jungle Book, and I think that's because I didn't watch the original Jungle Book movie, but I'm sure it's so very different from the original movie, and it stands on its own. I still think Mulan is like the biggest piece of shit out of all of these. I'm sorry, I hate it. I hate Mulan. It's a disgrace to that original film. And if you want to be more faithful to its source material, and if it is faithful to the source material, that's a different topic, but it still doesn't help that it's a boring movie. I just want there to be a point to these live action remakes, and or I want the production to be better, and or I don't know. But I thought the How to Train Your Dragon was going to be pointless because it's perfectly fine on its own as an animated film. There's a lot of great moments in it. It's fun for the whole family, but there's a lot more to appreciate it than haha funny dragon antics. There's a lot to appreciate in it. And my thoughts were, what's the point of seeing it again? But seeing that, I think it's because the CGI looks really good, and the production behind it, it looks like a really well shot film from the teaser trailer, as of now. Like I'm more impressed with that than a lot of the shit I've seen out of the live action Disney remakes. So if there's not a point to it, rather than to give us a tangible a more of a tangible feeling, as in like, wow, this looks so good and so real, I wish this were real, rather than seeing Flounder from The Little Mermaid and Sebastian and going, oh my god, why does it look so super hyper realistic real? That's scary. Why am I looking at this? Why is this real? Why is this a movie? I don't know. I want there to be a reason for these live action remakes. And I guess having a tangible feeling to it is a good enough reason. But with that, I want there to be faithfulness to its source material, as well as a consistent tone and good CG, because these movies have a lot of CG to them. There's a lot of CG in Aladdin. There's a lot of CG in Jungle Book. There's a lot of CG. There's going to be a lot of CG in Snow White. And from the looks of it, it doesn't look that good. It looks creepy and unnerving and Uncanny Valley-esque with those dwarves because they look terrifying. Bottom line, I'm hoping it's going to come to a point where it's going to stop. But there's got to be a point to these live action remakes. You've got to be faithful to the source material, but you've got to do something new. And the production's got to be good. So, all in all, be a good movie. I think I rambled on way too much about that, but there's got to be a point. Rather than to make money, are you going to tell a new story? Are you going to have... are there going to be things you wish you could have done in the original film that you're going to do now? Are you going to change the tone a bit to be more consistent? Are you going to make it more family friendly, or are you going to make it more dark and grim and heavy? I don't know. Is the CG going to be good? Or is it going to be just off-putting and weird and too much? Oh, God. Wait till we get live-action remakes of fucking Song of the South or something. Wait, that is a live-action movie. Oh, God. I don't know. Wait till we get live-action remakes of all the princess movies like... well, they've already done a few. What's going to be the next one? Rapunzel? Are they going to do fucking... I don't know. What else is left? Brave? Are they going to do a live-action remake of Brave? Go ahead and make a better movie. I don't remember anything about Brave. I remember being fine. Did it win Best Animated Picture that year? I think it did. I don't know. Wait, did it? Animated movie. This is gonna be real quick. I'm actually curious. I think Brave did win, but what did it win over? Brave was like what, 2011? No. 2012. Oh, it won over Wreck-It Ralph. Yeah, what the fuck? Wreck-It Ralph is better. Oh my God. Are we going to get a live action remake of Wreck-It Ralph? Oh, that's going to look so ugly if they do that. Oh, it's going to be so uncanny. Oh my God. They're going to do that in like 50 years when people are nostalgic for nostalgia. Oh no. Oh, I can't imagine that. That's going to be so ugly. That's going to happen one day. A live action remake of Wreck-It Ralph. That's going to be terrifying. Oh, God. And you see, I'd be better about these live action remakes if they didn't rely so much on CG. Of course, How to Train Your Dragon is going to need a lot of CG because of all the dragon stuff. But I'm sure there's going to be a lot of great practical sets and whatnot. And yeah, these movies have practical sets and some practical stuff going on. But there's so much CG to it too. And the Beast in the Beauty and the Beast movie looks a little strange. And it doesn't help that everything's dark so they can hide imperfections in the CG. Oh no. I'm not ready for a live action Wreck-It Ralph. That's going to be so weird. Oh. So, that might be all I have to say on my weird rant on live action remakes. Just be good movies, please. I don't know if they're going to, though. That's the weird thing. Alright, I rambled about nothing for too long. Now let's move on to, I think, my final topic of the day. Pet peeves. I just thought it'd be fun to talk about the things that annoy me on the internet. Text-to-speech voices on videos. I see it on TikTok reposts, on Instagram. You know what I'm talking about. People show a video of something happening and they use a text-to-speech engine to narrate the whole thing. And the voices are so annoying and ear-grating. The man voices, the girl voices, that weird goblin voice thing that wants to sound like it's Invader Zim. Like there's the girl, the top 10 things I ate while I was in Oahu, Hawaii. Oh, it's so annoying. Or the top 10 things I didn't notice in Disney films. Oh, I can't stand it.
And then the voice that sounds like this as I'm narrating the video.
Oh, I hate those voices. It irks me. It makes me not want to watch any of those videos. I can't stand it. It upsets me. It fills me with a seething anger that cannot be that cannot burn out, that cannot be stomped out. It's gonna be there forever because people use these all the time for everything, and they must not have faith in their voices because I'd rather hear any human voice over the top 10 reasons why these things happen in this movie. Oh, I hate text to speech voice engines on those. I don't mind the old Microsoft Sam and Microsoft Mike though. Shout out to RB and the Chief. What else irks me? The split screen videos on Instagram and stuff. This is like Subway Surfer footage or the Minecraft footage while a Family Guy clip plays or a movie or TV show clip plays. So your attention span is there. It just annoys me. I always swipe away or like press not interested in these kinds of videos or whatever. I can't stand it. The only time it's acceptable is when it's the gamer president memes, when it's like the AI Trump, Joe Biden, Barack Obama playing video games with each other and they're reacting to the Minecraft footage as if it's their gameplay. That's the only time I find it acceptable because I think it's really funny. Because and it's an innovative and it not an innovative way, but it's I'd say it's flipping the script even when it goes, oh my god, what's that going on down there? What the fuck are you talking about, Sleepy Joe? Oh, the Minecraft footage, has that always been there? What the fuck are you talking about, Joe? That's a specific meme that I thought was kind of funny. Flip the script, if you will. But it just kind of upsets me when people do that and you see these influencers go, how I make $28,000 in a week reposting these videos because I'm a talentless hack who doesn't know what to do. I wake up at 7 in the morning, I do my workout, and then I go to work, I just download GTA game clip footage and then find something to repost and then splice them together and call it a day and watch the views go up. I'm so smart and I'm such a good content creator. Creator. It upsets me. It's bothersome. Especially since it's everywhere because people click on it because they want to see the clip of whatever TV show they're showing, but they don't want the copyright thing and then strike them down or whatever. Also, what upsets me is the those like the glitter shimmering effect that happens on screen when you're watching someone repost a clip, or the translucent lines that go through the screen so they can bypass the copyright stuff when they repost clips on Instagram and whatnot. That kind of irks me a bit because it's just so ugly. Oh, also, shifting the voices and the audio to where it sounds almost unrecognizable from what it originally is. Like, let's say you're watching a Modern Family clip that you see on Instagram somewhere, and the voices are shifted a bit, and it's like it's unbearable because I know this isn't what it sounds like. Oh, the one that upsets me even more than that is when they like take clips from movies or shows or whatever, and they want to make it like this motivational thing where they splice the different scenes together, or different scenes of an episode or a movie together, and they want to use it to prove a point, and then they like put some shitty backtrack music that they overlay it over the audio, and it's overbearing and disgusting, and you can barely hear what's happening in the audio of the clip that you're trying to watch. It upsets me, and I always swipe away because it's bothersome. Oh, another thing involving those posts too, the copy and paste captions. So it's like, hey, no problem. The Mercedes blah 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 is a car that blah 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 blah. Or yeah, no problem. Here's an easy brownie recipe to follow. Or yeah, no problem. This fact is text or copy and paste what's presumably Chat GPT responses like, "Hey, ChatGPT, tell me something about this." Yeah, sure. This thing you asked about is, and it goes into paragraphs and paragraphs of this thing. You copy and paste it, put it in your description or your caption for your post, and everyone does it. So it tricks the algorithm to thinking, oh, it doesn't matter what the post is. It's the description that matters because they're seeing the views are spiking up in the things with this in the description. So they use that. It upsets me, and every time I don't care what it is, all the shit's just reposted anyways from everyone else. Every time I see those captions, I copy it. I go into not interested in. I paste the not interested in posts with these words. I paste it, and bam. And I don't see those specific ones anymore. Now I just got to get rid of all of them that I can. So that's what upsets me about that. Another pet peeve of mine, the reaction pages on Instagram that I've been seeing a lot lately. And it's not like people giving their commentary. I don't mind that. It's more so the people who just repost something and their reaction is just their face in like the left corner or something going, it's so cheap and lazy. It's lazy. You're not a content creator. You're lazy. I can't stand that. So every time I see pages like that, I say not interested, and it goes away. What upsets me more than that though are those pages where this guy has like a bunch of stuff on this one page that I don't remember the name of anymore because I got rid of it. It's he tries to act like these hidden movie details in Pixar movies using the text-to-speech engine again, where it's like oh, Pixar movies take place in the same universe, and then the guy looks in the camera and goes, oh, and he goes, what? He doesn't do that, of course, but he goes scratching his beard like he's all interested, like he didn't know. And it's just like very basic things of Easter eggs from other Pixar movies and other Pixar movies. It's so annoying. And they do it for like the most basic obvious things you see in movies. Like, I didn't realize this until now about this movie. And then they put the piece of music from The Incredibles, that da 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 da, to make it seem like, oh, it's interesting because it's something secretive we didn't know about. What? Oh, that's so annoying. Every time I see stuff like that, I swipe away or not interested. And it's for the stupid reaction. Like I hate it for the stupid reaction, but they go, them scratching their beard like it's interesting to them. I can't stand it. It's annoying. I hate it. I feel like I had another pet peeve I wanted to talk about, but I must have forgot to write it down. Can I think of any at the moment right now? Any pet peeves I have about things online? I don't know. Yeah, I honestly can't think about it. Any more pet peeves? I swear I thought I thought up of a few, but I just forgot to write them down. I guess I'll say this. The Americanization of Kitchen Nightmares. Because I get bored at work, and so I've recently started going back to listening and watching Kitchen Nightmares clips and full episodes. And then every now and then I see stuff from the UK version of Kitchen Nightmares, and it's less busy. And I know I think British television in general is less busy than American television, because American television needs to capture the attention span of all of these dumbasses. um, who can't sit still for 5 seconds without wanting to change the channel because something interesting isn't happening right away. So it's all these obnoxious sound effects and the water phone effect, the stuff. I can't stand it. And then all and the intense sound effects and all the music happening all the time. And then it doesn't help that Kitchen Nightmares uses the same sound effects all the time and the same pieces of music all the time and trying to structure a narrative that probably isn't there. You can see clear editing things happening. Like I remember watching a clip or an episode where something was happening and then the guy like legit reversed. I'm like, the editors wanted to extend that clip even more, so they didn't give a shit that they had to reverse the end of that. Just like funny things. I even saw something from like Hell's Kitchen where it was Chef Ramsay yelling at one of the chefs, but you could see in the background was a contestant that was eliminated weeks earlier. The editor was like, we need a clip of Ramsay yelling at this girl, but it didn't happen this episode, but it has to fit the narrative we're trying to make. I watched an episode of the UK Kitchen Nightmares today, and it was more quiet. There was music happening, but it wasn't the focal point of the moment. The music was in the background, and it elevated the moment of a lot of things happening and the chefs trying to redeem themselves. But it wasn't super energetic or super dreadful. It was just there, and it felt motivational, and it didn't feel manipulative at all. So I guess my pet peeve is just the Americanization of Kitchen Nightmares when it doesn't have to be. You could still make a compelling narrative with all the stuff that Gordon did in the UK version of Kitchen Nightmares. And yeah, that's that. So I guess that's all I have today for this episode of the Slice Podcast. Sorry if it wasn't as eventful as they usually are, but I just wanted to do this. I wanted to get another one out. I want to get back into the groove of things. I want to get back to my creative side. I want to get back to making videos. And I think today was a pretty fun way of doing so. I had 4 good topics: pet peeves, my thoughts on live action remakes, workout music, and damn, what was the other one? Pet peeves, my thoughts on live action remakes, workout music, and oh my god, how can I forget the 4 topics I talked about today? Oh, why I go see re-released movies in the theater when you can watch them at home. So I think I did a good today. I just wanted to talk about a few things that were on my mind, and I think I succeeded. So if you enjoyed this, tell me what you thought about my thoughts in the comment below. What do you have to say on my topics that I brought up? Do you have any pet peeves? Have you seen any movies in the theater that was re-released from years ago that you enjoyed? Do you have internet pet peeves? What music do you listen to when you work out? And do you have any thoughts on live action remakes? I think we had a fun time today. Tell me what you thought about this stuff in the comment below, and I'll be back with more enjoyable content like this. Yeah, bye.